Welcome back to ARC Salt Lake here at 8:30. We cover authentic, relevant, and community stories.
And in the heart of cowboy country, a tradition, it is writing strong. We talk about poetry from ranches to rodeos. Modern cowboys are swapping saddles for stanzas.
Yeah, we are here with Darrell Holden, who is part of the Juab Cowboy Poetry and Music Gathering. And are you going to perform this weekend yourself?
I am, actually, yeah, sadly. I'll be down there
Sadly.
performing today.
Come on. We know you're a real pro at this. Okay, first of all, what is this show about?
Well, it's just following our roots. Cowboy culture has had storytelling for a long time. We always think of guitars and all that stuff, but when you're on a trail drive, it was kind of hard to carry a guitar. We didn't have books, and so the early cowboys would memorize poems, and that was how they entertained themselves. And so we're just carrying on those traditions. It's a great opportunity to get together and kind of take a step back in this crazy world and look at kind of our roots.
So have you been a cowboy since you were yay high?
Yeah, I was a cowboy before I was born. I'm a fifth-generation rancher here in Utah, and I love the lifestyle, and so this kind of gives me a platform to speak for those people that are past and the people that are still feeding America today.
Wow, that is amazing. And so, what can poetry fans expect at the show?
Well, it's amazing. We've got a Canadian artist coming down, Ryan Fritz. We've got several Utah artists, Caden Miner, Jeff Carson, Ty Pebley. They're all incredible entertainers. Dana Worth is a classically trained opera singer from Oregon who felt the call to return to her roots and start singing cowboy music. We've got a great cowboy poet from up in North Dakota named Carson Hauser. So it's a mixture of everything. We've got food trucks and vendors. There's kind of an art show with all these different vendors that are there. And it's just a great time. You don't have to be a cowboy to like this stuff.
Oh, yeah.
Poetry's just life, and that's what we're doing is we're just singing and rhyming life. And we'll tickle your funny bone. We might make you cry a little bit. It's a lot of fun.
Now, you've been doing the poetry part of it for a long time too, right?
I've been doing it about 4 or 5 years. I've been writing forever, but I never really...
But the poetry part is fairly new.
Yeah, I've been writing poetry. I just never started reciting. I was a little nervous to do things like this, and as I've got older, I've kind of got a little more comfortable with it.
Well, that's awesome. Now, is this a competition at all, or is it just a show?
No. Basically, this is just entertainment.
Yeah.
We all mine our own gems, and so everyone writes their own things. Some folks will be reciting the classics from the 1880s. Some people, like me, will be reciting things we've written lately. And so, like I say, it's just an opportunity to connect back to cowboy culture. It's a big part of our state, and we're excited to get to kind of share it with folks.
You can probably give us a little sample right here, can't you?
Yeah, I'll give you a really short one. I wrote I have a pair of spurs on my wall, and I wrote this poem about those spurs.
Oh.
The spur straps are just plain leather. They've seen a lot of weather. They're dry from age and rough to your fingers feel. They have surely seen some battle chasing wild desert cattle as they held the spurs snug on a rancher's heel. Rowels no longer new, and the ends of quite a few are blunted now, showing daily wear. Jingle bobs no longer jingle, torn off like a loosened shingle, and it's enough to make a spur collector swear. But every scuff and scar are telling, and the echoes of cowboys yelling can still be heard as they hang there on my nail. Just a set of spurs from long ago, owned by someone I love so, whose example never once caused me to fail. Wild and free and tough in a land so mean and rough, who's inspired our whole family like no other. She was beautiful and she was true, and she was a hand way better than most of you. See, these spurs belong to my sweet little grandmother, matriarch of family ranch, and in our tree a sacred branch, and the reason us descendants have such pride. And even all these long years later, there ain't a person I love greater than the one who wore her spurs on every ride. That's for you, Graham.
Wow.
Oh, I love that.
That was beautiful.
Yeah. Thank you very much.
Oh, I love that.
And there's a lot of that happening this weekend.
Come on down. Go to juabcp.com. You can get tickets. There's so many things to do. Just come to Nephi. You'll have a blast.
Great. And the times?
It starts today at 1 o'clock, and then tomorrow morning it opens at 10 o'clock. It goes all the way through the evening. There's even a dinner show. A lot of fun.
That sounds like it's going to be a lot of fun. And I'm sure you draw your inspiration from different things. That was your grandmother.
Horses, cattle, family. We have some funny, hilarious stuff, and we have some stuff that's a little more serious. Poetry, again, it's just life. We just write what we see. I live it with the land, and so that's what I write about.
So how many of those would be in your repertoire then?
I have a couple hundred poems in my backpack, and we've got, we'll do two or three or 12, depends how much time we have tomorrow.
And personally, your ranch, how big is it?
Well, we're a little operation. The family ranch that I get to help with is still quite big, but our little operation, we just run a few cows, but we raise direct beef and market it to folks here in the Wasatch Front, and we have a lot of fun doing it. We're, like I say, 5 generations deep, and 5 generations from now, I hope we're still here.
So are you going to write any poetry about tariffs?
I try to stay out of that stuff. Coming to Salt Lake, I might write a few swear word poems about driving in here, but other than that, I'm good.
All right. Well, thank you so much for sharing
Thanks
that
for
with
having
us.
me very much.
Yeah, you're awesome. Thanks so much.
Darrell
you.
Holden, part of Juab Cowboy Poetry and Music Gathering. Thank you so much. We appreciate
poems
it.
about Juab?
I'm going to have to start one now. Juab, the new Juab poem.